some good news in the last 24, 48 hours in relation to Mosheen and a throat operation. Give us the diary of what's been happening.
Well, we hadn't detected a problem until Saturday morning, and Stuart Webb rode her in slow work, and he came back and said there's a noise there that was never there before, and she was really worked up and anxious. So next step is obviously to scope her, and they detected the epiglottal entrapment. The vets then said give her a couple of days of antibiotics over the weekend, rescope her Monday to see if it's temporary or permanent, and if it's the same Monday she's got to go to surgery. So she went to surgery at Goulburn Valley. Tom Russell operated on her Monday afternoon, and as he explained to me, it's the simplest procedure you'll do on a horse, and 19 out of 20 of them are fine, but 1 out of 20 will have issues. But hers went terrific. She recovered really well, and she'll be back at Caulfield midweek.
It's always alarming to hear when you hear the word surgery and with horses, any horse, but you're saying that you're pretty confident things will be okay.
Yeah, look, it's surgery in throats. It's, like you say, as soon as you start hearing that, you fear the worst, but it can be a simple procedure. We've had a couple earlier this year that come back fine, so hopefully she's in that. And it'll be only a short-term interruption. We think, like next week she'll be back in full work, and hopefully her program goes on as planned.
You were down the trial today, being Tuesday of this week, but she's been in work and she's been out in public.
Yeah, she's done a bit of work and she's got a bit of time up her sleeve. So at this stage, if things go post-surgery as they look or as we hope, it'll be a hiccup, in the scheme of things.
And she would run where now if she comes back Wednesday to the stables?
Well, we were going to step off on the 1st of September in the 1400 metre weight for age race, the Memsey, but we might revise whether we go to that. Obviously, whatever she stepped out in first up, she's going to have good improvement in it, but whether that's the right race to step her off in now will be reconsidered. But we've got options and we've got time.
And the race to work back from, I suppose, is Cox Plate.
Exactly right, and that's what we've done. We've worked back, but there's several paths to that. And we've got time. So at this stage, there's no real concern.
Terry, just seen Manighar, who was the find of the autumn back, getting ready for spring again, and a nice little blowout here this morning at Caulfield.
Yes, Pete was very happy, and horse's action was great, so he's on track to kick off in the Mackay Diva.
Had a bit of a blowout in Queensland, nice little bit of R&R in Queensland, which he deserved. Yes,
and great for horses this time of the year. He did really well up there, held his condition well, and he's now just muscling up as you'd like him to.
The team sort of targeting the Cox Plate this year with Manighar. Is that a fair call?
Yes, it is. Pete's very keen to get him to the Cox Plate, and sort of off the back and forth, and why not? He did everything then to show that he'd be a serious contender in that, and then we'll look at the Cup after that, and maybe a little bit of international travelling.
Talk of the Cup, international travelling would be Hong Kong at the end of the year.
Maybe even Japan too, Snow. Maybe even Japan. But I think we'll nominate him for both and just see how he comes out of the Spring Carnival.
New ground, didn't it? For Aussies used to go to Japan. In modern times, they haven't really taken that challenge, have they?
No, they haven't. I think we had a little bit of success. I think Saintly put a few people off, but now that you've got Hong Kong on the back of Japan and the Europeans are doing it, it makes a lot of sense.
So it's a serious possibility for Manighar to go through Cox Plate, on to Japan and then on to Hong Kong?
Well, yes, it is. He's got to get through the spring well first, obviously. But if he came through that well and he was well, there's no reason why we wouldn't consider it.
He's in great shape, isn't he? A very healthy-looking horse.
He is. Look, he's still relatively lightly raced when you look at him. What is he, 7 Australian time? But he's in great nick. He's clearly enjoying himself here. So, we'd like to think he might get another couple of seasons out of him.
Important week for OTI abroad with some horses you're hoping to bring out here for the Cups. So give us the updates on Gatewood and Ibachenko.
Well, both of them need to perform well in their races in Europe over the next 2 weeks. Ibachenko goes into the Lonsdale Cup at York, a Group 2 race. He's going to have some serious competition in that. Sadler's Rock the Good, John Ox horse will be in it. But he needs to really run second to get up to the weight that he needs for the Melbourne Cup. And Gatewood will probably go to the Grand Prix Deauville on Sunday week. Again, needs more weight, and again we'll have some stiff competition, including Americain.
But the plan is, if they can, I mean, you wouldn't bring them out here if they weren't sort of in the ballot order list for the Cups?
Yes, they'll both come. They'll both come. And maybe both stay.
Quest for Peace has been doing a good job for you, just sneaking along nicely.
Yes, very happy. Luke, I spoke to him at the weekend. He may have another run in what they call the March Stakes, which is held in September for some reason. And if he comes through that well, he'll be out here.
And younger horse, Prairie Star?
Prairie Star, very highly credentialed horse. He'll go to the Prix de Deauville as well, all being well. He may not even have another run before he goes into quarantine.
And the plan is to come here as well?
Yes, he comes here and goes to Danny O'Brien.
We know Drunken Sailor's here. We know his level. Is there a target for him?
Mike's very, very happy with the way he's worked, so he'll be targeted to the 2 Cups. I think the Caulfield Cup's probably more the logical race for him. He just struggles a little bit at the 2 miles, but he certainly deserves his crack at the Caulfield Cup.
Brambles, your brilliant Queensland. We read some reports that there might have been some queries on where Brambles was at. What's the latest?
Well, he had a serious bout of travel sickness on the way down to Sydney, where he is now. So he's recovered very well. So he's just doing some light work, and no decisions made on him yet. But he'll be kept in the mix, but maybe for some lesser races later in the spring. But Pete will look at him in the next couple of weeks to see, whether we press the button or not.
So many internationals coming out for Australian connections and Australian interests. How tough is this international market becoming, Terry?
International market for the Melbourne Cup qualified horses is very tough, Snow. They're overpriced, we all know that. And there's a lot of noise in the marketplace over there. You get offers made and then they're not executed, so the sellers think that that's what they're then worth. It's very frustrating when you go to buy. But at that level, it's very, very competitive. But with the strength of the Australian dollar at the lower level, and you talk about the 3-year-olds that are reasonably well credentialed but don't have qualifications yet, the market's good for Australians.
So it hasn't dried up then. There's still opportunities there to pinch the right horse?
Sellers will always find opportunities.
Well, you've been doing it a long time. I mean, you know how tough that market is, and I suppose you've heard it all before.
We have, but it's great for racing. There's just no doubt about it that when it comes to general level, buyer level, public level in racing, there's no better place for the market than Australia. And our dollar has made the game, so much more accessible for people that want to have those international horses. And we've just got to face the fact that when it comes to well-bred stayers and upper middle distance type horses, that's where the better ones are.
You spent plenty of Aussie dollars in the past few years. Hopefully you get the big return, because that cup's still waiting for you.
It's still eluding us, but we'll keep trying, so.